I started off the podcast with, the statement that this was a bold shift, right? Can you talk to us about maybe what were the biggest challenges or obstacles you faced when you were going through this, and then maybe at the end of that tie in, what's the most important lesson you learned along the way?
I learn lessons every day. It's nonstop of learning lessons. I think the biggest challenge was when you spend so much time creating a brand or creating, a company, even though you know that, the end goal is going to be technology, that brand becomes your baby. And then suddenly you're at this point where like, we can't continue with this brand. We have to like shift focus and that brand have to sit in the background. That was tough. That was tough to let go, just letting go. And so yeah, I would say that was the toughest challenge. And then obviously there's execution, pivoting. I mean, fortunately for us, we invested more in the tech. It just happened that there was more focus from, because kind of intuitively we knew this is really the competitive advantage. So it was easy to create a product and just sell it. In theory, it was easy. And then now suddenly you have to work with beverage companies. You have to understand really their operations. What are their challenges? What are their pain points? And you have to design your delivery of your value of your IP in a way that help them and solve their problems. So it took few months, more than a few months, just to understand that angle. It helped that we actually were producing drinks ourselves. Learned a lot about beverage company. I don't come from beverage, so that was a huge learning curve for me. So execution took longer, and then somebody like me, like I want to move fast, like all entrepreneurs. So we had to slow down for a little bit and not just focus and heads down and focus on this pivot to understand it and execute to perfect the execution.